Back here at Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California, Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball as the men's doubles now taking center stage. Robbie McCarthy, Dermot Nash, and of course Mondo Ortiz and Vic Perez getting that first serve. And here we go, Dave Vincent alongside Dave Fink.
All four of these guys, Dave, putting their singles losses behind them, two of which were heartbreaking. Dermot Nash losing 11-8 to Luis Moreno, and his partner also losing 11-8, Robbie McCarthy. I'm amazed, Dave, at just 5 or 10 minutes after these losses, these guys snap back and they're enjoying themselves. I don't know how they do it, but they do it, and they're now focused on the doubles. McCarthy and Nash looking to become the first to win the U.S. Open World's Double. Dave.
Okay.
Nash and McCarthy, of course, winning the World Handball Championships in August.
They might be the new power team.
Yeah, you remember, Dave, and that's a nice shot from German. You remember in 2012, it was Andy Nett and Luis Moreno winning the doubles at the Worlds, but they didn't play in the doubles at the U.S. Open because there was no two-way play at that time. So didn't have a chance for that.
True.
So could very possibly now have a doubles ranking, which I know that we'll be working on. And if Nash and McCarthy are to win this, they'll be the undisputed #1 doubles team.
Well, I can tell you right now that if doubles seems to not hinder these players much, race for 8-6 might actually bring in doubles.
Mixed doubles, you mean? What?
Mixed?
Yeah, mixed doubles. It's actually the most fun kind of doubles.
Yeah,
so no.
That's a no.
Disappointing. You know, Dave, I think these players in some ways look at doubles the way we have announcing. So you've lost in the singles, and rather than having to dwell on it, you have something to fall back on. It's nice. I mean,
I lost in life, and my fallback is working with you in a broadcast booth.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Something along those lines, yes. One team, Dave, drove a combined 25 miles to come here. The other team flew a combined 16,000. And they're all here because they love the game.
One team used one whole tube of hair gel.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mondo just skips that ball in.
Mondo has never defeated Robbie McCarthy. They've played dating back to their junior days, so for a little more than a decade. And you remember it was Mondo Ortiz taking out Paul Brady at the Players' Championship last year and running into the buzzsaw in the very next round and losing.
Speed. Short. I fixed it.
This is the men's pro doubles semifinals with Mondo Ortiz, the server of record, up front.
Dave, I had a chance to watch the last match, the thriller between Sean Lenning and Paul Brady, from about the second row in the crowd.
Point.
And it's not nearly as quiet as you think in that crowd. After I got there, I mean. Just taking some pics.
I'm sure you were pleasant to be around, as always.
I was a little bit nervous. I had never announced in front of that many people before. You know, Dave, there were 50 people in the crowd.
3 serves 2.
The difference is those folks were forced to listen to you. Look at that power right there from Mondo Ortiz off the back wall.
It was Mondo Ortiz and Vic Perez losing in the national final 11-9 to Sean Lenning and Marco Chavez, who are also still alive in this doubles.
4 serves 2.
Dave, those singles matches could very well have been 2 of the longest semifinals that we've ever had back to back. Nearly 5 hours of play combined between those 2 matches.
And John Bike brought up one of the best things I've ever heard, and that is the fact that all 4 of those players are the ones that are known to blow people out in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And yet it was the longest.
We'll leave it to John to always come up with.
It's true.
That's true. It is true.
Let out.
Some crazy hoppage there.
2 serves 5. Half out.
Vic Perez, kind of a strange tournament so far. He looked great in
2 serves
dominating
5.
Adam Bernhardt, and then lost in just about 23 minutes to Luis Moreno in the round of 16.
Point.
You know, Kara Mack interviewed Mondo Ortiz before this match.
3 serves 5.
During that Sean Lenny match.
Yeah.
And he said, are you thinking about how Robbie McCarthy just went through that long 2.5-hour match earlier today in the semifinals and lost, and how, that you guys could probably have the advantage? He goes, I don't think about stuff like that. I just go out there and try to make sure I make my shots. If you start thinking about how your opponent's going to feel, you're going to lose. I thought that was pretty smart.
I think it's very smart. And I get into the habit as a player of thinking about.
Me too.
Yeah. And then you underestimate what they're actually able to do. And then you're the one that's at a disadvantage, not them. It was Vic Perez and Mondo Ortiz who defeated Michael Gregan and Jared Coonan, former U.S. Open doubles champions. Took them out in 2 lopsided games last night.
Half out.
I don't see any team in handball
5 serves 4.
beating Nash and McCarthy. I clearly believe they're the #1 team. Well, just because they won the Worlds, but their style of play, I don't know how anybody can beat them.
If there is a team that could beat them, they would be entered in this event, in my opinion.
Well, right now, no one's really proven it.
Hold it.
Well, we have to allow Brady and Peugeot to gel a little bit, although they almost got bounced in the first round last
5 serves
night.
4.
I don't see Brady and Peugeot beating these guys. I really don't.
Let out.
Well, they'll have to get past the national champions
4
first.
serves 5.
And I'm not sure I see them doing that, Dave.
Half out.
In that other match, we have
4
Sean
serves 5.
Lenning again getting back on this court with Marco Chavez, who's won this event multiple times.
6.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
6 out of about 7 or 8 years.
Point.
In the years that he lost in 11-10 matches in the semifinals.
Slip. Slide. Four serves 5. A slid.
And you may recall with Marco Chavez that he actually was in the finals of the Big Ball 3-wall event as well.
Speaking of Marco Chavez, Dave, we're going to welcome him in as he takes some time between his matches, making the 40-plus finals and preparing for the doubles semifinals. Marcos, you're widely regarded as the best doubles player in the sport, and your titles back that up. You're the current national champion.
Also the oldest.
The current Simple Green U.S. Open champion with a different partner, Vic Perez, who's on the court now. You're going to watch this match here and think about what maybe you might need to do tomorrow against one of these teams, or are you just pretty much locked in on Brady and Peugeot?
The truth is I'm just kind of locked in on trying to help my partner as much as I can. I know he had a tough match with Brady, so it's time to focus, take a couple of leaves, and drink my water and relax.
You and your partner Sean Lenning won the national title here about 5 months ago on this court, defeating your proteges, really, the servers, Mondo Ortiz and Vic Perez. What do you like about their style playing together? I know that you guys had such a great match in June.
Well, we all kind of play that I formation and understand, the left guy is going to be the dominance and your right side player. So, like, playing them in the finals at the Nationals was actually a lot easier than playing, let's say, maybe Robbie and maybe Nash, because they play that side by side, new players. So I think it was a bonus for me at the U.S. Nationals.
7 serves 5.
It's very hard to predict, having not played them before, but Emmett and Paul Brady, what kind of style do you expect them to play? Who do you expect to be on the left? And do you expect Emmett to do the heavy lifting based on, Paul still focusing on the singles tomorrow?
Well, I hope Paul drops out like he did in Canada. But I believe Emmett's going to play the left and Paul's going to play the right, which I'm pretty sure he's not used to being on that side. They're both great players, but having beaten Charlie Shanks and Emmett Pichot gives me a lot of confidence going in. I mean, those two players were great in the Nationals, and we beat them. So, I have no doubts that we can pull it off.
Last night you defeated the Cordova brothers. You lost the first game, but you came back and won that match pretty convincingly. Was it a matter of kind of gelling together after not playing together for a couple months in four-wall, or Cordova's just playing pretty well in that first game?
No, I got to give it up to the Cordovas. First time I played them as a double team, and Luis Cordova diving on the floor, re-killing. It was amazing. It's like, I have to really give them credit, and to Daniel with his serves. His serves were phenomenal, as you know, probably on the Pro Tour. But playing doubles, you don't have to put as much effort into the into the serve, because now you got, it's a doubles team type of thing, and he was just serving them with fluidity. So it's like he was getting us pretty good.
Watching that match last night, I was reminded of watching Doug Glatt and Rod Prince many years ago. They weren't the best singles players, but yet they won doubles nationals. And I think the Cordovas could be that kind of team that, based on their chemistry together as brothers and how they play together, I could see them winning national titles together as a team.
I could see them going pretty far. They're scrappy. that's what Doug Glatt and Prince, Rod Prince was. They were scrappy players, and they never gave up. One of my favorite players was Doug Glatt.
Point.
While we have you here, Marcos, we have to ask you about the singles matches that we saw this morning. Nearly 5 hours of play combined between those two incredible tiebreakers. Have you ever seen Paul looking so out of sorts in a second game where he needed the second game to extend the match?
Yeah, he looked like he was really worried on that court. His return shots, they didn't seem like they were really placed very well. Hitting ceiling shots, throwing it up there, hoping that he'd get something from it.
Right.
So I think it's just the pressure, and but when he pulled out maybe 3 points ahead, 4 points ahead, he kind of got comfortable again. But it goes to show, like, maybe if you put some pressure on Paul, people have a chance. And great match though.
Sean definitely had his chances in that second game, and I know you hope for your sake that he puts that disappointment towards your doubles.
Yeah, I hope he does. But like I say, he's going to be tired for sure, and I got to try to carry us, right? And I don't mind, but it's going to be tough, and I just hope that we play better. I want to try to win another U.S. Open here, and that's my goal as always. And I don't want to stop the run.
We'd have to keep you here all afternoon to talk about all the different divisions that you win. You're the #1 ranked senior race for 8 star. You're the 2-time defending senior race for 8 players champion. You're in the 40-plus final, and this is the first year that they've offered prize money for winning the 40-plus. You have to be pretty motivated to try and capture that in its first inaugural season here at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, it'd be great. The prize money helps out a lot, and to continue that dominance in the 40s would be phenomenal. To maybe win a different type of trophy other than just the doubles would be great. It's always hard to win another title other than just the doubles I have been winning. So I mean, I thanked Naughty Senior and Naughty Junior that, and Bruce that they put some money in the 40s. You know, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know that you and Naughty have that great Southern California rivalry, and that's going to be a really exciting match to watch because this is kind of both your home courts in a way, and he's going to have his supporters and you're going to have yours. It should be pretty wild watching the two of you play in that singles final.
I mean, he
tomorrow.
was reffing my match, and it kind of got chippy. He was
Yeah.
the ref.
I'm sure.
And
I
at
don't doubt it.
1916, he calls a shirt change at me serving at 19.
Right.
So, I think he's already trying to get in my head.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
So, but, great tournament for Andy Shad. I mean, he came back from the torn Achilles, full torn Achilles
Right.
from what we've heard. And, came back faster than Kobe.
Yeah, it's really incredible. But, he's that kind of guy. He just puts his mind to something and it happens.
Yeah.
It's the Irish here, Marcos, leading 11-7. It just seems like when I watch Mondo play against McCarthy that McCarthy just kind of has a great read on Mondo's game. Almost like when you play Mondo. You played him a lot, so you kind of know what to expect. And Robbie hasn't played Mondo as much, but he seems to have the same kind of feel, where his ball's going and how to
7 serves 12.
neutralize his power.
Yeah. I mean, he just has to make his shots, and once he makes the shots, and there's not much Robbie's going to be able to do. You know how Mondo gets; he gets hot.
Yeah.
At the Nationals, U.S. Nationals in the second game, he went on a tear,
8 serves
and even
12.
in the tiebreaker. So it was, and then he kind of went. We kind of pushed a little, but Mondo's like a player that it's either hit or miss, and when he's hot, you better watch it.
Over.
How do you change your approach, Marcos, playing singles to doubles as far as your shot selection?
It depends the player, the team.
8 serves 12.
An example would probably be
Short.
you go from Emmett and
Second serve.
playing him doubles. With those guys, they shoot a lot, and then you go to
Half out.
Eon Kennedy and he's doing three ball wraparounds. So you got to adjust.
8
So
serves 12.
they're always just different games, and it's a hard game, I think.
Good look at Mondo there with a great passing shot as we welcome back in
9
Dave
serves
Vincent.
12.
The score here is 9-12. Ortiz serving, trying to get his national doubles partner Vic Perez some points before he has to do some work.
Point.
One of the things I liked about the way that you played with that LAAC doubles I formation thing, that kind of jungle ball doubles, which is a lot of fun, is that during the match when you guys would just sort of switch, you wouldn't even talk. You just sort of do it. Like, it was sort of like the other guy would just say, okay, I'm going to play up front now.
Well, it's not
serve
the jungle ball. That's the Vince Munoz way of playing.
Right, okay.
So we got to do.
We have to do what
we
he
got to play
says.
Vince said.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so, but with me playing with Vince at the time,
You just do whatever he
we
says.
do whatever he says, and then it tears. So Mondo's gonna have to do what I
I see. Okay, yeah,
So,
I got it.
and now Vic has to listen to Mondo.
Yeah, because I always thought it was interesting. I was watching Mondo one time, or excuse me, Vince Munoz. You're playing what I think is the left side, and Munoz just walks over, and then you don't say anything. You just walk to the right, like,
No,
this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, you got to trust your partners.
Okay.
And have much respect for them. So. And you always have to listen to them too, because there have been some things that
Nobody saw it.
You didn't see or
yeah, I
notice,
didn't
right?
see. Yeah, and then
12.
Vince would say something. And, when he does say something, but
Short.
Not to give you a little, I'll tell you something about Vince Munoz.
Second serve.
Is we're on a second serve here. And Dave will like this too. I was at the turkey shoot tournament in Santa Rosa, which I think you probably played in there at least once, near Petaluma, Napa Valley, that area. And I would say 2002 or 3, something like that. And Vince Munoz was there, and he won the tournament beating Nadi Alvarado or maybe Emmett in the finals, something like that. And he went up and took the microphone from the event organizer and gave a huge
11
speech in
serves
front of
12.
everybody. And I thought, I always thought the rumor was that he didn't talk, but it was so well done. I thought, this is
Second
unbelievable.
serve.
I can't believe
I
it.
pinched myself.
Did you record it?
I wish I would have.
There's no iPhones in.
It was great. He did a great job.
Well, I guess when he speaks, it must be something important, so you kind of got to listen to it.
That's true. It's just like him taking over the left.
Yeah.
He went all alpha male on that microphone. And look at the score here. It's 11-12 now.
Great serve from Mondo.
But look at that dig from Dermot. That's beautiful. Dermot Nash dug that out and ended the rally.
Serves 11.
Now you hear that mariachi music, Marcos, and it makes you, I know, want to go out and lay in the backyard and
Point.
It just
reflect. But
when I hear that, I know where my dad's
13
at.
serves 11.
He's over there drinking with and having fun.
I always wonder about the local residents here at the Cabanas. Do they really they want to be in their little houses listening to that? And there's a dip in from Ortiz.
14 serves 11.
Tony want to
14
make an
serves 11.
appearance, huh?
Short.
He's the guy that brought everybody together. Tati Silvera,
Second serve.
Vince Munoz.
And if you think about it, even kind of Mondo Ortiz and Vic, who were spawned from that program
Yeah.
in a way, so
We all got something from him.
yeah.
15 serves 11.
Nice shot there.
And after a pretty nice comeback from Team SoCal, it's now Nash and McCarthy who have
16 serves 11.
scored 4 straight points to reestablish their lead.
Heels, I call it short. One agrees, one disagrees. Second serve.
Whoa,
Broken ball.
that was a loud one. This is a Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, a celebration of outdoor one-wall, three-wall, and indoor four-wall play between juniors, pros, age division, amateurs, women. I feel like I'm missing some type of class of player here, but it's 8 years
pretty
old to
much
90 years old.
Everyone.
Paul Brady said in his interview with Kara Mack, this has sort of surpassed the Nationals for me. This is like a real celebration. There's more players. It feels like a bigger event. And he kind of put a call out to the world saying we need to correct that.
I honestly think this event's bigger than the U.S. Nationals.
I think it is, but I think that, you know, my thinking, and I've always done this with our events, it should just be combined. Why does the Nationals have to be in June? Make it this event and make it one event. Why pay all of this money at one and then wait a few months and do it again in another? Just make
11.
this one big, huge event.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot better. Plus, you get a lot of top players here, and
Yeah, you still have the outdoor courts. You still let Simple Green do what they do, but make this a USHA
Timeout.
National
Score 17 serves
Championship
11.
event.
1 minute.
well, yeah, and then you can also have the small ball singles and the big balls.
Yeah.
I mean, you bring everything to.
Everybody's a national champion.
I don't see why everyone wouldn't work together and make that happen.
Well, Paul Brady may have started something.
So you have 2 minutes.
Now, you have to remember, we were tied at about 11 or 11 to 12, and now all of a sudden, 2 broken balls later and 6 points, and Robbie McCarthy and German Nash are showing off their world championship form.
And then with this new ball, they're probably going to come here and serve another 3 points and
How did you
4 points and take out.
How did you react to that Paul Brady, Sean Lenning ball breakage there at 1 to 2 when Sean knew the ball was broken and then threw it up to the ref? He inspected it. Very next serve, it just shattered on the front wall. Paul gets that extra point, gets a new serve with a new ball. Paul goes on and actually scores 9 straight points to win. Sean clearly frustrated and upset, angry at the referee, yelling at the referee. Crowd yelling too, because the crowd knew, I think everybody knew the ball was broken.
That was just me. It just sounded like
a lot of people when you do it.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see you in the crowd watching.
It was wonderful.
Taking pictures, and you're really into it.
I couldn't tell you how much I was enjoying myself.
Interviews.
Yeah, I just loved it.
Here's a guy, Dave Fink, who can't even work back home unless he's near a window because he gets claustrophobic. Claustrophobia. Here he's inside this area. It's really confined, and yet he somehow is perfectly comfortable. But when I said it to him, he said, I feel like I'm watching a big screen TV, but I'm looking through a window to do it. So I guess that works. Yeah. At 17-11.
I was preparing myself for a bigger insult coming, so it was kind of a letdown.
I wasn't trying to insult you. I was just trying to tell the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. Good person.
Long break here, Marcos. Now approaching 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
We gotta get Luis on board. 2 minutes, I think it was supposed to be, right?
It was supposed to be. Hey, here's something interesting. Since we have you here, and you are one of the rare guys that play crossover play. Juan Santos losing to Lil Vic Perez, taking him down in the semis, and then Vic Duran. I said Perez. Lil Vic Duran. You know Vic Duran.
Yeah, Little Vic from Paramount.
Yeah. Okay. So Vic Duran takes down Juan Santos in the semis, or I should say, the quarters, and then Vic goes on to the finals now.
Well, then he beats Gambino.
He beats Gambino, so he's in the finals.
He's in the final.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that? Now, it's not the first time he's been in the final of one of these events, but he every now and then will rear his head. He's a top player. Have you played against Duran?
I have not. I never really. I know he's a great player, okay, but I never thought he had those skills. He's proving it now today.
Remember in Tracy, California.
Oh, that's right. Tracy, he did well there, too.
He went to the finals and lost.
Yeah, but I heard also Juan Santos, he was in the hospital.
19-11.
And
for what?
I heard he was vomiting and really sick. So it must have been.
He wasn't too sick in the first 2 rounds.
Well,
probably caught up to him with the dehydration and everything.
Yeah. Plus, the first 2 rounds weren't going to be nearly as difficult as playing a guy who's been in the finals before.
Game point served 11.
But Dave, from 11-12 to now 20-11, and Marcos, like you said, since that new ball came in, it's been 3 quick points for Team Ireland, the world champions.
But it was 6 quick points before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ball right here is
lively,
very lively.
Game.
And there goes
11, 5 minutes.
Game number 1. We're going to take a 5-minute break. I don't know if you're going to stick around, but if you don't stick around, Marcos, we want to wish you luck in your doubles match coming up right around the corner. We'll have another one in just a bit. Stick around. We'll get to game number 2 here at the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app. Stick around.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
What happened to Vegas? When did a bottle of booze become a mortgage payment and a pool chair a privilege? When did it fill up with $100 hamburgers, designer denim, velvet ropes, and popped collars? It's about time the real people take a stand and take Vegas back right here, right now. Are you with me?
Sign the Every Manifesto at takevegasback.com.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Now, when you take the ultimate leap of faith from the top of the stratosphere, you could be our 200,000th sky jumper. An extreme adrenaline rush is just the beginning. You could win a 7-day Mexican cruise, a 3-night stay at Stratosphere, and a Take Vegas Back party package. Put Sky Jump at the top of your bucket list. Book your jump now at the Stratosphere. Visit stratospherehotel.com for details.
Serve 0.
Game number 2 underway after Robbie McCarthy and Dermot Nash win game number 1 against the current U.S. national champions.
I think, Dave, if you coordinate your uniform as a team, that should be worth at least a +10. When you're a world championship team, now these guys are coming from right down the street and they can't match up their shirts. They had shirts specially made from their club. Now, we do love that shirt that Mondo Ortiz is wearing. It's what we call a WPH Classic.
Yeah, that's an oldie but goodie. And is this just me, or is the live mariachi band getting closer to our booth?
I hope it gets even closer.
Every time I look over, it's sort of like a practical joke. They're 5 feet closer.
I feel like I'm in The Heartbreak Kid, which I wish you'd watch. Best movie ever made.
I don't like Ben Stiller movies.
Yeah, he's only one of the greatest comedians of the last 20 years.
I just don't watch him.
Wow. Now I know why we've never been friends, and we never will.
Well, that defines a friendship.
It
Whether
does.
I like Ben Stiller or not, that might be the reason why we're not friends. Mondo Ortiz get a tee off here. Hits it low, but not low enough.
And Dave, since Ortiz and Perez nearly tied the score at 11-12 in game one, it's been all Irish. What's been the difference?
0 serves 2.
It seems to me that the Irish are playing up above that football line in a way. They're staying up front, taking court position away. And as I say that, they had no court position there.
1 serves 2.
That breaks an 11-point scoring streak for the Irish.
Out. Two serves 1. Point.
I just don't know if Ortiz and Perez will ever score again the way that these guys are playing right now.
Point.
Just an amazing serve there from Robbie.
4 serves
And
1.
for a doubles match, it's going by really rather quickly.
Believe it or not, a lot more quickly than the singles. And you never really would say that.
Point.
And Dave, 21-11 in doubles is really about 21-4 in singles. With two opportunities to serve and two guys digging balls out, you really are accustomed to seeing these games a lot closer. There was contact.
Before you got over. Over. 5 serves 1.
Thought that was a pretty great shot from Dermot Nash, who will
dig.
not get credit for the kill shot in the official stats.
Referee letting these players play through all these screens.
How does he track that down? And then he just flips it 2 inches high. And that ball caught the right side wall. I thought the point was over. Little did I know it would be over after Robbie McCarthy hits that beautiful flick. And Dave, Robbie wasn't nearly this aggressive in the singles this morning. I saw him with so many opportunities to kill the ball in the right corner, and he chose to hit 6-foot-high passes right at Luis to the left. And now he's wearing the right corner out with flat rollouts.
Point.
Now Team LAAC just seems all crossed up. Look at that.
Point.
Alan Garner, Robbie McCarthy hits that right corner.
He's feeling it now.
Didn't that remind you of Alan at all on that shot?
And Mondo's unable to put that away. Right on Nash's hand, and one of the few times that you'll see the ball on Nash's hand and have him miss.
9 serves 1.
I'll take that as a yes. 9-1.
Point. 10 serves 1.
It's just going to get worse here. Mondo Ortiz and Vic Perez trying to get something going. Mondo thought he could just hit the ball as hard as he can, and that's going to break him out of it. But
Want a foul?
you have to wait around to see how they're going to react to all this aggression up here. 1-10, that's not a very good score
One
line
serves 10.
in game number 2 to a team you just lost to.
Short. Field. Call it short. We both agree. Second serve. Screen. One
As
short,
confident
one
as
screen.
Mondo was about that appeal is how quickly it was shot down. Split seconds
Second serve.
it took. You know, Dave, sometimes the balls are so far short that the linesmen don't even give a thumbs up or thumbs down. They just nod their head.
2 serves 10. Point. Three serves 10. Point.
Nice passing shot there from Mondo.
4 serves 10.
Maybe yelling works.
Really a frantic pace in there right now, Dave. You can just feel the energy. These guys are playing fast and playing hard, and there's no breaks at all.
5 serves 10. Hold it, hold it.
Look how the players played through that as if you can see how a play would develop after a referee calls a hinder or
5 serves
a
10.
replay.
Point. 2 bounces. 6 serves 10. Short. Second serve. Over. That's unavoidable, Mondo. You got it right in front of him. Half out. Avoidable, Mondo. Half out.
Well, this is going to be explosive when Mondo
Help
finds
his head
out.
up and you got it right in front of him.
Oh, no.
You were on this side and you crossed him. Half out.
I told you it's going to be explosive once Mondo finds out what the call is.
Half out, Mondo. You crossed him. It was a setup for him.
Mondo's refusing to take this ball and serve it. Dave, Mondo's refusing to take the
That's what you
ball.
thought, but it didn't. It's half out, Mondo. You crossed him, Mondo.
And here's, I see what the referee's saying. Watch this replay. Okay, now Mondo hits the ball, and he just kind of, and then he hits him with the back follow through. So the follow through alone contact is
There was possibly 2 avoidables there, but definitely the follow through is an automatic.
An automatic that's never called.
Usually when there's contact on the follow through, that will be called.
Over.
But you see what the referee's saying there. Mondo just didn't get out of the way. The crossing in front part, I think.
6 serves 10.
Yeah, if he would have moved further to the left.
Yeah, that part isn't where the avoidable is. The crossing in front was in the bad part. The bad part was not getting out of the way.
Mondo thrives on this, though, Dave. I've seen this in the past with Mondo.
Well, they're down 1-10, and now it's 7-10, and Mondo is trying to take this thing over here.
Second serve.
Dave, if you see an opponent of yours getting riled up and actually using that to his advantage, you start to stall a little bit and try and let him cool off. Start talking to him, maybe?
Yeah, talking.
Talking?
Yeah, as an opponent, though. And now, as your doubles partner, if
Well,
you think
that's different.
that you sometimes will go up to him and tell him to stop it.
But it's working for him.
No, if it's working for him, it's you go and start. I like to kind of chime in a little bit and get involved.
What kind of things
look at
might you
Mondo.
say as an opponent?
Pardon me?
What kind of things might you say as an opponent, though, when this is happening?
I say, you do this all the time. Shut up. You're just like little, trying to be a little funny, short. And I said, why do you always complain? Yeah. Try to turn into Andy Rooney on 60 Minutes. And I'm not joking either. I mean, you literally go up to him and say, just put your hand, you're always complaining. Could you stop complaining? Just trying to get him to smile or to stop, maybe to break the momentum.
But, Dave, this is what we talked about a little bit on air and also off air. The American players have these wide ranges of intensity where
10 serves 9.
for 5 minutes they're the best player that you've ever seen, and then they have these lulls. And I think it comes from not really pacing yourself. The Irish just keep playing the same way.
A lot of the Irish players have some form of coaching at some time in their life or currently, whereas the Americans have a person that introduced them to the game that is called a quote-unquote coach that has never coached them on how to behave, how to play, and where to hit the ball. And I mean this in actually, I'm not trying to be sincere, but I'm trying to be honest. They call them coaches, but they're not really coaching anything. What they're doing is they're picking them up usually and sometimes from a disgruntled neighborhood, bringing them into a club, and then their behavior and their citizenship is great, and we like that, but they don't go in and say, you're going to take 50 shots into the right corner, or when your opponent starts doing this, this is how you behave. That's where I think the Americans lack the kind of the discipline of pretty much everything, and so that's why their games are like this, because they have to be their own coach, and all of a sudden they say, I need to step it up, and therefore they try hard to step it up, but they don't know what to do once they've gotten to the top of the mountain.
Hold it.
AWB.
And in most cases, Dave, the Americans are coached by their dad, and that's the last person you want to hear coaching you, so you actually do the opposite of what they say. That's the goal.
So dad is probably telling them,
How can I win in spite of him, not because of what he's telling me?
Second serve.
What can I do to win to prove that he doesn't know what he's talking about?
Hold it. Over.
Speaking of Irish players, Sean Clark coming back into handball, entered the
11.
step below this, the A, and defeats Anthony Sullivan in a tiebreaker. Now he's going to be in the final against Coleman McGrath tomorrow at 8 a.m. Non-televised event, but certainly going to be fun nonetheless.
Well, that's like the U.S. Amateur in golf, that division. It's the breeding ground for the next superstar, generally.
True.
And Coleman McGrath then defeated Fergal Coughlin.
That was right, and that was 21-9, 21-17.
Okay, I thought that would be pretty close.
Side out. Eleven serves 10.
This is about where the Irish pulled away in game number 1. They led 12-7, then 4 straight points for Team SoCal, and then 9 straight for the Irish to win 21-11.
And a skip in there from Mondo Ortiz, and now
serves 10.
Robbie McCarthy serving at 12-10. Haven't heard a lot from Robbie McCarthy in this game. He's been kind of silent, at least during the U.S. run. Boy, Vic Vic Perez hits that ball hard. It's like he's shooting it out of a gun.
12 serves 10.
Do you think being color coordinated helps the team play better?
Yes, and I think it helps the fans also.
Point.
Nash just routinely makes these shots one after another. These off the bounce, the ball coming right into his body. Paddle kills.
Hold it, hold it.
How many matches in a row can a referee, do you think, can last before they start making misjudgments?
You mean how many minutes?
Well, I guess it would be minutes because these matches are so long at the Open.
I think it's very hard to referee more than 2 matches in a row. And I'd say if you have a tiebreaker match, probably not even 2.
10 serves 13.
You know, there's so much involved in refereeing a handball match, so much more than a tennis umpire. And those tennis umpires only do 1 match a day. And they're not calling hinders and screens and all these other things that can come up. They're just pretty much calling the score.
11 serves 13. Short.
And then they're throwing out players that are staring at them as they go out to their position. That takes a little out of you, doesn't it? Mondo skipped in again. And as hot as Mondo was earlier, he's not hot now.
Well, it's like Marco said. Mondo can go in there and just shoot the lights out, and then also have some patches where he's making some mistakes.
Over, hold it.
Wondering where that screen was at. Let's see if you see it clearly, more clear than I do.
11 serves 13.
No. And Mondo gets back to the bottom board again.
12 serves 13.
I would like to see you and Mondo as a doubles team. Both fiery, streaky.
Second serve. Point. 13 serves 13. Point. Timeout. 14 serves 13. 1 minute.
This is the first lead that Ortiz and Perez have had in this game, and really the first lead that they've had in the match.
Well, yeah, Ortiz and Perez were down 1-10.
Yeah.
So here scoring 13-3 in game number 2. And do you think Robbie McCarthy and Nash possibly both just a little tired now after all the dives? And certainly Robbie has to be feeling it.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't see how he wouldn't. Very, very hard match this morning. But, you know, this is how he trains. 4 or 5 hours a day, and he's right at about that point. So I couldn't speak for him. He doesn't look tired sitting there, Dave. He looks like his heart rate is under 100. Looks very relaxed.
This is the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, where we're broadcasting live from the Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California. It's game number 2. Ortiz and his partner, Vic Perez, were down 11-12 in game number 1, never scored again. And we kind of thought there was sort of a mirror image here for a short while, but now Ortiz and Perez down 1-10 comes back here and now takes this lead. Just being scrappy, some pretty amazing work from Mondo Ortiz there. A little lull from him caused Team Nash McCarthy to score a couple points, but now they're back on the scoreboard as well, and that's pretty interesting. And now we're back serving here again. Once down 1-10, they've come back to take the lead. And Mondo Ortiz is just carrying everybody now, 15-13.
15 serves 13.
Dave, is it safe to say that out of the 14 straight points that Mondo and Vic scored, that Mondo's responsible for about 9 or 10 of those?
Yeah, I was going to say 12, but you know, Vic is doing what a great right side doubles player does. He's keeping his team in these rallies, and when he's had the opportunity, he's put the ball down, and he's shown Dermot and another great shot, but he's shown Dermot and Robbie that if you give him an opportunity, he's going to end the rally. That puts pressure on them.
13.
And while you're saying that, Mondo hits another one 1 inch high. I mean, I don't know if you can even hit any more than 13 of those in a game. And then he clips the back corner over there, and now it's 17-13.
I just think that power deep crack serve is impossible to defend. I've never seen anyone successfully defend it.
Let's see if our camera's quick enough to catch this. Nope, but it's still the after effects of what that great serve is like.
And Dermot is standing right there, and he still can't return it.
It's tough. I mean, if he gets his hand on it, I don't even know if it makes it to the front wall.
17 serves 13.
He does it again.
Right out.
You know, circle that one on your scorecard, Dave, because
Check the ball.
if Mondo keeps hitting shots, I don't know that Team Ireland gets back in the service box this game.
Well, that's one of those circumstances, and I've been in this position. You've got a real hot doubles partner, and they're making every shot. They're calling you off every shot. And finally, they say you, and you're just thinking to yourself, well, they're taking everything.
Yeah.
And that's what Vic did. He had to run back, and he missed it. See how Mondo's already over next to his partner there.
Be interesting to see if we see the Irish go to the roof a little bit more.
17.
They haven't thus far, but they haven't had many opportunities.
Beautiful shot right there from Nash, now at 15-17.
Dave, does Vic need to break earlier to cover that right corner from the back right corner? Because Mondo's up there on the left.
It's all about where that serve is placed. That kind of pushed Vic back. That serve keeps him kind of contained in a little bubble. But yeah, I mean, you'd have to say that after that serve passes in front of him, he has to get out of there. But really, that serve is the reason why it was given to Mondo Ortiz like that, was to keep Vic back, and then you go to that right corner. Let's go to Kara Mack, who's courtside now. Kara?
I'm with Robbie's sister, Eva. Talk about the relationship between these two at home.
Oh yeah, it's very good. Like Robert obviously is a bit older than Diarmid, so Daddy took over training Diarmid at a young age, so they pretty much know each other's game. Over the last couple of months, obviously with winning the Worlds and stuff, they've grown closer. So it's good, and like I don't know what happened to them there in the bit of the second game. I think they're falling asleep, but hopefully they'll wake up and take this game in two.
What about their styles, do you think, complement each other?
Yeah, I don't know. Robert and Diarmid have different styles. Diarmid's kind of a flicky kind of player with his wrists and stuff, and Yeah, I don't know. They do. They complement each other. I think it's just because of a left-handed, right-handed partnership. But yeah, no, they're a bit. It's random, but it works. If you get me, so it's good. Like.
Well, I'm always the last one to know. I didn't realize that you guys were brother and sister, and so it was funny because Eva had written me and said I'm taking care of his Facebook account, and I had written for Robbie for an interview. What's your relationship like? Because I can only imagine if I had control over my brother's Facebook account, he probably would not trust me in what I would actually say.
It's his Team Ethel page, so it's an athlete page. It's not an actual like Facebook account. He doesn't really use Facebook at all, so I just update all that and stuff. And yeah, no, we have a good relationship and stuff. Like, I love traveling with him and him and Daddy, of course, because the three of us are very big into the sport. So yeah, like, as you can see, I was carrying everything for him, and all. I think I treat him too well, to be honest.
It's taken me all morning to get an interview with her because she's like, I'm in charge of his water, I'm in charge of his things, I need to talk to him during his timeouts. What's the year difference between you guys?
Oh God, he's 6 years older than me. Yeah, so it's like, but like, as I grew up, I always like went to his games when he was younger and stuff. So with him and Daddy and me, so we've been very close. So yeah, it's just I kind of feel like I have to do something when Rob Senior is not here to take charge of things.
At any point in your life, have you beat him?
Of course, all the time. I get 20-0 head start, and I always get the first ace.
Kara, yesterday. I beat him yesterday. What are you talking about, right?
All the time. I wish.
Thank you so much. Talk to you guys.
Thank you very much. Well, I think Daddy is back home watching.
All right. 15, serve 17.
Didn't Norman Bates call Norma mommy?
And Dave, it was 17-13 when Mondo called for Vic to take that ball in the back court. They misplayed it, and since then, obviously they haven't scored. But a big half out there on a Mondo Ortiz corner kill.
Short. Second serve.
Nice little trickery right there from Mondo Ortiz. Vic Perez throws it back into play. Robbie goes to that two-wall thing. Now it's 16-17. A game of streaks.
16, serve 17.
Well, now we're all together at 17.
17, serve 17.
The circle at 17-13 now, Dave, has now been highlighted.
Yeah, with another circle. I'm circling my circle.
Hold it, hold it.
It's interesting, Dave, in these matches, it's just one little thing,
17,
and the whole
serve
match
17.
can change. You saw it in the Sean Lenning match with the broken ball at 2-2 in the tiebreaker. I think you saw it with that short serve in the tiebreaker with Luis Moreno and Robbie McCarthy. These things come down to, you know, sometimes a strange call or maybe a bad call.
17,
I call it a drop of water.
Yeah.
One little drop of water seems to change everything.
And, you know, you'll have people that say, well, you have to win it before that, but you're playing against somebody that's your equal, and it's going to come down to these close matches and close calls a lot of the time.
Now, as hot as Mondo was earlier, he's just not hot right now. Can you be hot 3 or 4 times in a match?
Yeah.
If Mondo can score 4 in a row right here, he would have been hot 5 times.
Not sure how Mondo can miss that shot.
17, serve 17.
All together at 17. Robbie McCarthy serving. Vic Perez flips it back. I like how these guys hit the ball so hard at Robbie, and he just throws it back like it's not a big deal. Very soft hands. Oof. And finally a lead.
5 straight points now for the Irish. 3 points from winning this match.
18, serve 17.
And Dave, there will not.
Wow.
That was
Flat
nice.
kill.
And the crowd liked that too. There will not be a post-game interview after this one. I know you're looking forward to those Irish accents.
So you're already calling your shot then?
Well, I etched it in. Nice dig right there.
Fortunately for me, if you etch and you're wrong, that's $500 towards Tahiti. So
that's true.
Everybody wins when you etch.
Yeah, that's frustrating. So Mondo, Ortiz, and Vic Perez are going to be stepping into the service box here, right? I believe this is that flat rollout. Watch this on the replay.
This is amazing.
That kind of mouses back after that front wall. Had a little squibble at the front, but it moused after that squibble. Dave, I know these guys are pros, and they don't think the way I do, but why is it that Mondo even has an opportunity to hit a ball here? I mean, honestly, you can still hit ceiling balls to the right side guy and just force him to do something, but letting Mondo end every rally is not smart.
But the left side player hits 90% of the shots.
No, but you can make it so he doesn't. You can hit a ceiling shot deep to the right, and Mondo's not going to take it because he hasn't been taking it. Vic has been taking those, so why not just do it and let Vic try to win the rally off of that ceiling return? Mondo is still ending every rally.
Second serve.
When was the last time you saw Vic Perez end a rally, good or bad?
Point.
Now it's 19 to 18.
19 serves 18. Serves 18, one screen.
Vic looks to the left, serves to the left. Up, contact.
Step on, over.
I know how the referees are around here. If they don't actually see it themselves, they're not going to call it.
19 serves 18.
Oh, and it hit Mondo's foot.
It hit Mondo.
Crowd didn't see that. Their crowd gave us a nice little round of applause for nothing.
One screen, 19 serves 18. Bad bounce. Two serves.
Now Mondo's going to allow Vic to go for that crack on the left. And Dave, I think when you haven't played the left in the entire match, now all of a sudden you're having to use your left hand on a pretty tough shot. Not a comfortable spot.
I don't like Mondo moving over there. It adds too much pressure on the server. Maybe it's used as motivation, though. Mondo's going to hit one of these. And there it is. And you can't tee off 3 times in a row off the back wall if you're Mondo Ortiz and miss every single one of those. You know he's going to take one.
18.
Now it is game point to go into a tiebreaker. Did he get it?
He did.
I saw it good.
Referee said yay. I don't think the players would even be standing here if it was a nay. Marco Chavez is getting into the booth.
Easily good. 2 inches
I
high.
saw it good. I saw it good. He appealed.
Okay, Marcos.
I saw the ball good.
The players wouldn't be standing in the court if it was good, right?
No, I'd walk out.
Well, I would too. I'd be in the hot tub right now.
I'd do a Derek Fisher.
Why is
when he
Mondo
goes to his...
He makes that 3.
Oh, I thought you meant when he goes to his good friend's ex-wife's house that he's dating.
Oh, no.
If they ask for replay,
it's good.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't know what the argument is.
The argument is the ball looked like it broke on that left side wall and came back really slow. It was kind of a strange little bounce, but I think Mondo kind of muffed it up near the palm of his hand. The ball just had a weird spin.
No, I think
it obviously made it, but
no.
He was reaching for it, so he couldn't get a lot of power on it because the ball checked up on the floor, and he hit it with the ball way out in front of him. So
ball was good 2-3 inches up on the front wall there. So I don't know what the controversy is, but what I'm saying, Dave, is why didn't Mondo and Vic just we won. We're walking off the court.
Well, they had nothing to hide. I mean, clearly the ball was good.
That's true.
You know, if you have something to hide, you get off the court or in the elevator.
Oh, actually, I go into the hot tub now. That's my new place. We're going to take a break. We'll be back for game number 3 right around the corner here at the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball on ESPN 3.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Can you feel the sun?
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on line.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
You like it?
All right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Play your part in the circle of life. Take time to be a dad today. Visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
What happened to Vegas?
When did it become such a never-ending spray-tanned foo-foo poser parade filled with socialites, celebritantes, and VIP wannabes? What about the average Joes? The girls next door, you and me. It's about time the real people take a stand and take Vegas back. Right here, right now. You with me? Sign the Every Manifesto pledge at takevegasback.com.
The Tucson Racket Club is your home away from home. Join us for world-class tennis, handball, racquetball, and the new rage, pickleball. Or try one of our 160 weekly group exercise classes. Want to swim laps or play with your family in the pool? Enjoy our 2 junior Olympic-sized pools and wading pool that are open year-round. Then round out the perfect day with a delicious meal at our restaurant or sports bar. All at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club, where Country Club Road ends and fitness begins.
All right, you guys ready?
Welcome back to Los Caballeros Sports Village, the 2015 U.S. Open. It's Tiebreaker Saturday here. Men's pro doubles semifinals. Team Ireland in red, winning game number 1 and took a big lead in game 2. It looked like they were on their way to the final, but it's Mondo Ortiz and Vic Perez made an amazing comeback, and now they're trying to upset the current world doubles champions. Good start for Vic Perez and Mondo Ortiz. It was Mondo diving in and making a re-kill in the left corner, earning the serve.
All right, 0-0. Short. Second serve. Hold it, slide, slide. 0-0.
No. We go to 11 here, Dave. I know you know that. Because you've lived your life in the tiebreaker.
Never winning one, though.
Oh, short. Appeals, I call it short.
Dave, after just more than 6 hours of play, we haven't yet completed 3 matches, and all 3 have gone to tiebreakers.
Okay, so
we even skipped a match on the broadcast schedule, and we're still only 3 matches in.
Short. Second serve. That's out.
Now the big question is, can Mondo Ortiz jump back into that elite jump on my back style of play that he had there in game number 2? And I actually, Dave, I thought it was ridiculous that he was pumping himself up at 1-10, thinking that, well, that's not, you can't pump yourself up and win a match. You have to actually go out there and do it. And then he did it.
Right. It's almost as though he needs the referee to make a bad call to get himself re-energized.
I would say that
1-0.
A good 14 of those 21 points in game number 2 were on offensive, predetermined shots from Mondo Ortiz. Just like that right there.
But wouldn't you say that's the ratio in doubles with the left side player compared to the right? The left side player is hitting most of the shots.
Yeah, but you have to factor in there has to be some mishits on the other guy's hands.
Oh, okay.
You have to factor in your own doubles partner is going to force somebody to make an error. Ace serves.
Hold it.
I'm talking about pure Mondo putting his feet down and
Okay.
trying to go for a corner or a flat rollout.
Yeah.
At least 14 of the 21.
2-0.
I like that shot.
Love to hear from Kara, Dave, who is courtside. Mondo Ortiz on fire. What's the energy like down there, Dave, in the gallery? The electricity.
3-0.
I think Mondo and his team know that the local crowd's on their side. Look, two bounces.
Thank you. Two bounces, two bounces.
Ooh, that could have been an accident back there. Mondo didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Referee was thanking the player before he should have just said stop.
4-0.
4-0 now. And that's 4 straight Mondos.
Yeah.
Point.
See, that's I don't consider that a Mondo. That's an
5-0.
error on German Nash, who had a nice back wall setup. But it's 5-0 here, and 4 of them came directly from the hand of Mondo Ortiz, who's certainly doing his thing. But as you said earlier, you have to give credit to Vic Perez because he's not making mistakes. And
Right.
also, as a right side doubles player, if you're not in the headlines, you're doing a pretty good job.
But Vic Perez is almost like the left tackle. He's protecting the blind side. He doesn't get the credit for it, but if he doesn't protect the blind side, then the quarterback can't throw. He
Right.
doesn't throw for 400 yards.
Let's go to Kara Mack, who's courtside right now. Let's see what she has to say. Kara?
I'm with Danielle Cordova. We're watching this tiebreaker here, seeing Mondo really break through and just have that momentum. What is it in him that makes him do such a good job at this moment?
I think if he like starts hitting, like if he hits one good shot, he gets really confident and then kind of builds off of that. Like if he would have skipped the first shot, then maybe it would have been tough for him and maybe he would have skipped the next 3. But since he hit his first one, it just kind of helps him to get confident in his shots, keeps going for them, and then if he keeps getting them, then he can just, give a donut to anybody, no matter how good they are.
Watching their opponents here, what do they need to do as far as, do you think they should just be focusing on Vic? Do you think that they should just be putting it to him every time? What do you think their strategy should be?
They should hit it a little bit more to Vic and try to get them a little bit more ceiling shots without overhitting them, because if they overhit them, Mondo can easily take it off the back wall and shoot it. So I think their best bet is to hit 2 wall passes and try to keep Mondo out of the game. But if he does stuff like that kill shot that he just hit, it's kind of tough.
Talk about the energy here that's going on today here in the gallery, especially watching this doubles match.
A lot of energy, especially because these 2 guys are from California, so a lot of support for them too, and a lot of cheering for sure. It's a little lopsided, but
How much do you think they're feeding off of that?
oh, Mondo's big time. I think he feeds a lot off of the crowd. Vic kind of neutral, but Mondo is big on that.
Thank you so much. All right, back to you guys.
Unbelievable. Thanks, Kara. Mondo, meanwhile, during your interview, just scored like 4 straight points, 3 straight points at least on flat rollouts and tomahawk chops. Oh, so he's human then?
0 serves 8.
These are the world champions serving here.
Point. 1 serves 8.
You see what happens? Dave, they hit 1 ball in that whole rally to Mondo Ortiz, and the rally ended.
But you can't just hit every single shot to the exact spot that you want to hit it. I mean, eventually the ball is going to come to the middle of the court and Mondo's going to have a look at it. It's just impossible.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting they should. I'm just
1-8.
saying Mondo's ending every single rally right now. Wow, that has to hurt.
Yeah, that'll leave a mark.
Somebody yells avoidable in the
1
crowd.
serves 8. Point. 2 serves 8.
You don't get the sense that the Irish are panicking or thinking that they're out of this match by any means.
See, Robbie does it right, Dave.
Three serves 8.
You're suggesting that the Irish just pepper the ball right to Vic's right hand. What advantage does that give them? Vic hitting the ball with his right hand, one of the best in the sport.
Well, it's a lot like the Cubs pitching
4 serves 8.
to Daniel Murphy.
Yeah.
I suggest that they don't pitch to him or didn't pitch to him, but they did anyway, and he hit 6 straight home runs. I wouldn't have. Let somebody else beat you is what I'm saying.
Hold it. Four serves 8.
Avoidable.
Over.
How's that not an avoidable, Dave?
Over.
It is. Not called, but it is.
I mean, if you and I agree on something, I don't
4
think
serves
there's
8.
any more argument needed. And you have to put the ball right up into Mondo's chest if you're going to hope for him to make an error, because if you give it to him around his ankle or knee length, he's going to end the rally every time. But I think Nash smart there to give Mondo a different angle, and Mondo makes the error.
Over. Five serves 8.
Like I said, Dave, the Irish never gave me the sense that they thought they were out of this match.
Point.
Robbie McCarthy comes through there.
This is now anybody's game. From 0 to 8 to 6-8.
Timeout. 1 minute. Score 6 serves 8.
And Dave, you did already etch this, so you've got a lot of sand on the line potentially.
Well, I already know what's going to happen.
Are you going to share that? Or
I already did.
Okay. See some amazing comebacks. The match looked like it was over 10-1. The Irish are winning the second game. They go on to lose that game after scoring 9 straight to win the first game. 22 of 23 points between the first and the beginning of the second. And now 8 straight for Team Southern California, and all the momentum now resides with Ireland.
Yeah, strange.
I love it.
8 straight points for Team America, and then 6 straight points now for Team Erie.
All right.
As we come back in after this
serve
timeout
8.
on ESPN3, the U.S. Open of Handball by Simple Green.
And what's Mondo trying to do there, Dave?
Another confusion.
Point.
Dermot Nash going right after Mondo Ortiz, Dave, against your advice.
7 serves 8.
That miss right there is one that you might circle on the scorecard. I've got a lot of circles on my scorecard, the most I've ever had, I think.
I think this first inning is very important for Team Southern California.
Wow. What in the world was that? Mondo tripping on Dermot Nash just a little bit, pushes him out wide, goes to the right corner, gets the point, now at 9-7.
Oh my gosh. What a shot.
How does he contort his body like that? Inside out and hits it 1 inch high. Does Mondo Ortiz taking this over here now at match point?
We might want to go into
We have to go back live. That could be it.
Hold it, hold it.
Oh, Mondo knows it too.
I think Dermot ran into Mondo's knee there.
He did, kind of hyperextended it, but I'm not quite sure that anybody would have gotten this anyway. And we'll look.
Yeah,
here.
I didn't think.
Oh, this is the previous play. This is actually still good anyway. Look at that kill right there for Mondo. He doesn't move his feet. He just replants his energy. Will the world champions go down right here? Big setup. This could be it. Played it safe was Mondo Ortiz.
Robbie takes something off of that. Dave, that takes a lot of confidence.
Mondo Ortiz had a big, nice open shot and decided to go defensive.
I don't think he was trying to go that high. I think he was going for a kill and it just lifted.
Here it is, match point. Will Mondo Ortiz do it in the server's box? Oh, this is a big setup. There it is. There it is. And they take down the world champions. Armando Ortiz and Victor Perez from the LAAC take down the world champions Dermot Nash and Robbie McCarthy. And look at that fist pump. That was a good one, Dave.
That was an amazing match. Definitely, Dave, one of the best doubles matches we've ever seen. It really had everything. The explosiveness of Mondo Ortiz won the day in the end. He was just spectacular. The second half of the second game, which was the whole second game for Team Ortiz, and then the tiebreaker, Mondo was just basically flawless, and he made some incredible shots.
We're going to take a break here. We'll be back in just a few minutes. For those helping out with the live broadcast, my name is Dave Vincent. For Dave Fink and Kara Mack, we'll be back in just a bit here on ESPN3, streaming at Watch ESPN for the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. It is the bottom bracket, right? Semifinals of the doubles coming up with Paul Brady and his new-found partner and national champion singles foe finalist Emmett Peixote, who's his new partner, going up against Sean Lenning and Marco Chavez. We'll have that one coming up next in just a bit. Stick around here at ESPN3.